So last week's As the World Turns was pretty hectic, don't ya think?
Jim, I'm surprised you're a fan. I didn't think the show catered to a high school jock such as yourself.
Oh, my boyfriend and I TiVo it every day. What?
Nothing. I didn't know you were gay.
Yes, Deena. I'm gay despite the fact that one time I slept with you on our class trip when our friend Duke walked in on us.
You douche. Speaking of which, what did you make of Luke and Noah's umpteenth fight and reconcile this week?
It's a bit repetitive, but to be honest, I'd rather have them solve character-driven problems than silly plot-driven ones.
You mean like with Winston Mayer?
No.
The really weird Z Wonder twins?
No.
The thing with that Brian dude?
No. This game could take a while. Like I said, I'm just glad Luke working for Damien is causing some actual human conflicts.
I understand. How long do you think it'd be before he drives Noah to Mr. Fugly Scarf?
You bitch. I hope they never break up.
Sore topic, huh? Let's move on to something lighter. How much did you laugh when Emily told Paul to crawl into that dog crate?
I laughed all right. But it was probably for a different reason than yours. The writing was so silly, I couldn't believe they had Barbara holding a dog bone to end a scene.
I think it worked though with Paul's newfound sarcastic humor. He's definitely less annoying than the Paul with the microchip. Yes. I did bring up the microchip.
You sure did. Let's just drop that before it gets both of us mad.
Agreed. At least it brings Barbara back into the picture. I missed that broad.
I'm relatively new to the show and always wonder who she was when her picture pops up in the mid-show bumpers.
When did you start watching the show?
8 months ago. I also had no idea who the rest of the oldies were when they showed up a few weeks back.
They're called show veterans. They were the first casualties when the show decided to rename itself to As Meg's World Turns.
I suppose we need to talk about the epicenter of the show. Megs has been so annoying for so long, it was about time someone called her out.
Exactly. But to have the former town slut to call out the current town slut is a bit ironic, don't you think?
I suppose. But I can't wait for the inevitable catfight between Meg and Lily when Meg finds out about that wet sloppy kiss Damien planted on her.
Yes. Go Team Lily. But I can't help but feel bad for Holden. It looks like he's going to have a rough week.
Why can't people drive in Oakdale? It's a bit alarming. Can't Margot do something about it?
You mean the worst cop ever? She has plenty to juggle with Tom and Riley.
You mean Adam?
Sure. Whatever they decide to call his character this week. It's almost a no-win situation here for him. It's either he'd be exposed and sent to jail, or keep letting Tom think Margot has the hots to him and kicks him to Pittsburgh.
Oh, Pittsburgh. I'd rather go to jail.
I think you've confused Pittsburgh with Kentucky. I totally understand why Luke jumped on that cruise ship getaway.
I could go on and on about Luke until you tell me to shut up.
Shut up, Jim.
Fine. What did you think of Brad and Katie offering Janet the co-anchor position at Oakdale now?
I think it's a great move on the show's part to get Janet out of that diner. I was starting to have as much pity for her as she has for herself.
Yes, me too. I like Janet, and it looks like she will be sticking around with the introduction of Terry. I was afraid for a while she'd disappear once the inevitable reunion between Carly and Jack happens.
I know. I'm also loving the angle of jealousy the writers have written for her towards Terry. It's a bit refreshing.
Speaking of which, why is everyone throwing Terry job offers? She's been in town maybe 2 weeks, and she has already been offered 3 jobs.
I know. Meanwhile, Noah's been around for a couple of years and still makes coffee at Java.
You did it again. You brought up Noah.
My apologies.
It's fine. Finally, this Henry and Audrey thing is confusing me.
Me too. At least Trent Dawson and Lucy Lynn Herring, have great chemistry. It also looks like it'd lead to Henry being a Stenbeck, so it's definitely some impending fun and drama there.
Is being a Stenbeck good?
It's as good as having Winston Mayer as your father.
You did it again.
My bad. We need to wrap this up anyway. I'm late for Pilates.
How do you want to wrap up our first show?
How about with our favorite quotes of the week?
Sure. What was yours?
It's probably when Allison told Paul he's genetically evil. It was the funniest thing I've heard coming out of that girl's mouth. You.
Definitely when Luke told Noah he'll be going home with him for the rest of his life.
You nookie. Well, until next time, I'm Deena.
And I'm Jim, and we'll see you next week when we talk more about As Meg's World. I mean, as the world turns.